Gotta clear my throat. Hello. How's it going? I hope things are working properly on stream. It's been a while since I've done like a proper audio check, just to be like, did I break anything in the last time I streamed? I don't know. I probably didn't, but it's always good to make sure. Anyway, back with art, back with the stuff that I haven't finished in a while. I'm a slow artist, sadly. But yeah, today we're gonna work on my alert animation that I haven't finished in like 20,000 years. I keep saying, I'm gonna finish it, and I just don't. Usually I finish these off stream, but I've been working on other comic related stuff, so, you know. But I was like, what do I work on this stream? And I was like, I guess I'll do animation. Yeah. Well, let's see. Look at her go. Look at it go. But yeah. Basically. I probably am gonna do the, like, last time I did, like, the motion of the little ghosts that I'm probably gonna look a little different. This time I'm probably just gonna work on cleaning up curves and adding, like, that, I guess, like, secondary animation on her. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, because she still looks pretty static. But I want at least, like, I don't want to mess too much with her, like, ponytail and stuff, because it would take a while. But I want to at least make it so she doesn't look as static. Her body, that is. Her main body, I can just make it wobble a little bit, but yeah, the hair, I feel like it needs to move a little bit more. Just a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Because we're gonna do it live, and I'm just gonna be like, what? What am I doing? I forgot how to animate. I barely ever animate, so... So here we go. I actually didn't finish alerting the world properly, but I'll just do that in a right quick. And there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna start in a second. How many seconds? I don't know. I won't keep count. But I do wanna mention there was a couple of follows before stream. Is this loud? Hopefully. No, I think it's just loud on my end. I'm just like, this music's loud, but let's see. Is everything good? Yeah, then I think it's good. Anyway, there were a couple of follows off stream. As I should point out, Vincent1337, thank you for the follow off stream. That was nice. And a Greedy King followed also, not too long ago. Thank you for the follow. I think you already followed me, but you made a different account. I don't know, but regardless, thanks for the follow. And that was the offline activity that I wanted to point out, because you don't get a... I mean, I can just, like, do this also. Whoop. I can replay the alerts so it actually shows on stream. Because we gotta make use of those alerts. I put a lot of effort on those animations, so we gotta see them, you know? So we're just gonna play those off stream alerts. Just because, why not? There we go. There's Jill, look at her go. Opening that door. Very cool. Anyway, for some reason, I have the sniffles. Maybe it's allergies, I don't know. I usually don't get them at this time of day, but hey, it's always a first for anything. But yeah, so that's basically catching up with alerts. So now, without further ado, we're gonna start. I'm gonna pop out the stream preview and stuff, and just make everything look nice, which I might break my layout, but let's see if it happens. Okay, it didn't break out. I don't know what makes it break, like the size of Clip Studio, as I am dividing my windows, because I do not have a dual monitor setup yet, but later. So now, I'm gonna start with this. It's gonna take me a second to remember how to do anything. It's been a while. So, what the heck was I gonna do? First of all, I'm gonna hide the spirits. Spirit blobs, there we go. Because they're just gonna make a mess, and I'm not working on them right now, so yeah. This is not an expert animating, so keep that in mind. But yeah, it'll probably be a little quiet as I focus on this. Because it's a lot of, like, you know how to animate, but also how to organize your layers, and I'm just like, wait, what? So, it's gonna take me a second. Enjoy the Sonic music. While I think I remember how to see. So here are my layers. So I had some smears last time. And this one doesn't have the smears, right? Let's see. Yeah. This one has the smears, right? Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Was this a mistake, chat? Maybe it was. I'm just thinking. It takes me a second to remember. Because I'm just like, wait, what's the next step and how do I do this? Because like I mentioned, I don't animate often. So I'm like, wait, what do I do now? Huh? I'm just a little skeleton here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh boy. Oh, very well. Do I have my... Oh yeah, I do have my shortcuts for frame by frame. I suppose I could do another safety copy. Or... Well, I already have this, but this is the... I'll just do another copy, whatever. It's gonna make my layers a little messy, but I gotta make sure. Because I'm probably just gonna edit directly here. And I need to make sure I don't ruin everything that I worked so hard to do. But was this always this big? I'm trying to remember if I didn't like, because I'm noticing that, is this the size of the file that I always worked on? Well, if it wasn't, it's already too late, but I'm trying to remember if this was the actual size, because I probably did save this, right? I would have to look at my bots to remember anything anymore, because it's been a while. I'll just pretend that right now I didn't do something really stupid with my file, which is lowering the resolution for no reason, because it is like the exact size I wanted, kinda. So it makes me wonder if I did an oopsies at some point off stream, but I don't think so. Right, it's not that many frames of art. Remember me. It's not as intimidating as you would think. But, yeah. Did I work on this like this big, or did I make this smaller? I don't remember. But I mean, I already ruined the file, right? Right? I wish I remembered the VODs. I should have checked the VODs. I should have prepared. This is a disaster. No, it's fine. I'll just, I mean... Oh yeah, because 100... Like, the pixels seem wrong. Did I save this file without realizing? I don't remember. No, because I did have this square file. I just remember... Did I make this smaller without realizing? I don't think so. Anyway. We'll just work like this. If a mistake was made in the past, it has already passed, so. So, what's my approach here? Let me think about the motion a little bit. Okay. We already have our safety copy, so it's a matter of I'm gonna be a little destructive. So, mainly I'm gonna focus on seeing if I can make the hair look like it's moving a little bit. Just a little bit. Hope people are having a good... What day is it even today? Friday! It's Friday! Isn't that neat? Big Friday. checking if everything's good. I got a little moment of like, is everything broken? No, it's not. But yeah, I wish I remember if I like... But like, this seems like the way I was working, so... So we are rolling with it. This one gets strange, because I have like, I wonder how people like organize this, because I have the, so I have the other layer just to remember where I put it. You can kind of see it very faintly. But also like, I could have like onion skinning, so I can see the previous layer. But then it becomes like a mess of like things on top of each other, so I might just do it like this really quickly. So let's see. Let's make a little bit more of an intense change, see how it looks. See. But yeah, this is absolutely awful timing to get allergies, to be honest. But they're not as bad as they would, like they would normally, they could be, so I'll just take that as a small victory. Hopefully, it won't show up too much on the mic. Let's see, so... But yeah. Too much animation might be distracting, so we'll see if I need to just bring it back. I don't want this in place, but different now. Almost as if it's being pushed back. The same but different. Because yeah, because this could potentially look a little too extra. Where did I? Okay, yeah. Okay. This just makes me want to play Sonic Adventure on stream. It's been a bit since I played it, and that would be a nice thing. I guess it's too much. Am I overdoing it? Let's see. I don't know if I should probably match the motion or not, but I'm gonna ignore that for now, and then let's see how it looks. So I don't want it to be too extra. And I guess back to the beginning, sorta. Just a little different. Just so people can tell it's different. Let's see, does this look good or bad? It looks bad. Yeah, I think it's too much like animation. It's all distracting. And also doesn't really make sense with the motion she's doing, but it was a neat little attempt. Like, technically it looks weird, well, right. There are some things that can make it look better, I remember this, but it, like, depends. But yeah, because right now, like, the whole body isn't, like, I'm not doing the shaky thing where it looks like, you know, everything's in motion. And sometimes, like, motion like that only, like, makes sense if the character's moving in a way that it makes sense. I learned this from my Holly animation I made a couple of years ago, where, like, if you just play it like this, it looks like nonsense, but if you create motion, like, move the entire thing. So let's just do that for funsies right now. Like, just a couple pixels. It's a little bit weird, but it looks like a mess. But you kind of see what I mean here. I just kind of did it, like, without thinking too much. So let me think what would be a good motion. Sometimes making it more subtle is better. Yeah, arrow keys work. Let me think of what parts of the animation these are. But just do up and down and see what happens. A little bit better, but I don't like it. Let's see. Because this is the up, so then this is. So this should be like. Let me do this again. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with the arrow keys and counting. It's a bit of a weird method, but that's how I do. Let's see. Just trust in the process. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. She's still a little shaky and warbly, which I don't know, maybe I should move her more or not. But you kind of get the gist of it. I mean, there's still a bunch of parts that are not animating properly, but you kind of sell the motion. But I still think Curse's hair needs to be a bit more chill. It's not really... She's not moving really enough, I would say, to warrant that much hair movement. But I think it's a step in the right direction. So I need to decide if I should keep trying to figure out that motion or figure out the motion of everything. But yeah, I think the hair movement's fine, it's just it needs to be a little more subtle. Yeah, this is just figuring out how to animate stream. This is basically how I animate everything. I did not study animation, so I just got to trial and error until it all works out in the end. Hey, this is not from this game. That's from Sonic Adventure. You're lacing on me, Sonic and the Black Knight. You being lazy there? A little bit better. It's still a little bit weird and unnatural, but a little bit better. It's not even the full song. I think it was for like the cutscene where Lancelot shows up and stuff. It's definitely better. It's not perfect, but I think it works for now. I think once I add the entire mess, it's going to look better. So the other thing that could be moving, and I think for the most part, is just gonna be the hair, like, and then, like I said, the motion I was trying to figure out, where I just move the entire drawing up and down a little bit, the ponytail, because that's a big one. I'm just like, how much do I want that thing to move? Naturally, it should move a lot, but, you know, I'm scared. Don't be scared, me. Be really scared. Yeah, now do. Excuse me a second, I need to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Eh. Yeah, unfortunately, these are allergies. Bad timing. Quite bad timing, but I will, you know, forge on. For at least 2 hours. Unless the sniffles get so bad that I just gotta stop. But I'll do what I can. Let's see, I was doing Ponyta. Maybe too much of a difference, but let's see. Like I said, Ponytail should, in theory, move a lot. Especially at the bottom. I'm gonna have my safety copy at the background so I can actually see where things used to be. They're not the last frame, which is a problem. That's why we have onion skins, but I'm not using it because it makes things a little too hectic visually. Oops. I'm pressing Windows key. Windows key. Windows key. Did you blow up everything? No, you didn't. Good. This might be a little extreme, but I want to know what this is going to look like. Actually, let's start from the top. Just want to see what this is going to look like. And if it looks bad, we'll just fix it like I did with the other thingy. Because yeah, it's like very fast frame rate, so it's gonna maybe clash with like the very quick movement. So we'll see. So I might do like something more similar to the other here, where I'm just like, it doesn't move that much, and it just moves a little bit, keeps its shape. Keeps the shape. Again, reusing music, but it's okay. They're good music from good games. But the lyrics. So what's the point of having the lyrics? Here's to see. I'm just gonna make some random shapes and see what comes up. I want to know how it's gonna look like. Yeah, it's gonna look way too intense. Way too distracting. No, 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 no. We cannot do that. I'm gonna immediately just stop. Just stop immediately. We're not doing that. So we're just deleting everything we just did. Starting over really quickly. There we go, right about there. We don't want to go too far back. Whew. The point of the position is always very unnatural for Curse, so it's a bit of a weird thing to try to figure out. How do I want it to move if it's already in, like, in a very unnatural position? So I'm probably just gonna do the same thing I did with the other hair. Try to retain the shape and just make it move a little bit. Because it's too big of a shape for it to be moving that much. Just a little bit. Well, I will say, I don't hate the Sonic and the Black Knight music. I do kind of miss the lyrics. They like almost every background song having lyrics from Sonic and the Secret Rings. But it's a different vibe. I think it wasn't even the same people doing the music. For both games. So it's bound to sound different. Or perhaps it was just too much effort. I think Black Knight might have more songs. Secret Rings has like 7 levels or so. I think it's all understandable. Just kind of subtle movements. Not too much. We'll see how this looks. A little higher here. I'm partially doing just by like... I'm feeling things out, but I am trying to think of like the motion. Okay, if this goes down, maybe this goes up. This goes down, this goes up. Kind of like that. So there is some logic to my madness. Hello. How's it going, Pato? Good to see you again. I have allergies, so I apologize if some sniffles come through the microphone. I should probably do something about that if this ever happens again. I don't have anything for allergies at hand. But it just gives me some sniffles. That's it. That's the extent of them. I am attempting to animate despite all odds. I am well. I was gonna say more, but I'm kind of focusing. And at the same time, I'm just kind of winging it. Like, it's... Sometimes I'm just, like, retracing the same thing and I'm hoping for the best. Let's see. And then... This one needs to redraw. This is basically, I'm working on... I forget if I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. This is my, work in progress raid alert animation. I do have like a placeholder work in progress one already set up if anybody reads and stuff, but it basically is a very, very early version of this. This is already farther along than the one I have up. But yeah. Thank you. Right now I'm just kind of working on like, I guess a little hair movement, just like a little animation to sell the movement a little bit better. Because it's a very simple, like, I don't want it to, you know, make anything too complex, because I'm not really that good at animating. Animation is not my main thing. So, yeah. So I kept the, like, it's technically a very static pose, but I wanted to at least have some movement, other things moving. So, I think this one I'm just gonna trace it for this part. But yeah, technically her ponytail should be moving more like, you know, it's a ponytail, but I'm gonna break the rules in part because I don't know how to animate it, but also I feel like having the hair moving all over the place feels like it will be distracting. So I'd rather just be like a little bit of movement. Her ponytail doesn't make sense anyway, so the animation can also not make sense. Oh, girls, how's it going? I might have to mute a second because I have to blow my nose. But yeah, like I said, I have allergies. It's bad timing, really. Bad timing, because I was doing fine for most of the day. Perhaps I'm getting sick, who knows? I actually haven't gotten sick in a while, so it could also be that, but I don't feel sick, so... We'll see. That's not gonna stop me. Not tonight. And now it moves upwards, so this should move a little bit over here, I think. A bit of a mess, but, you know. But yeah, because I don't want it to move too much. Let's see. It looks a little too shaky. So I need to, like, I think the amount of movement is fine. It's just, it doesn't feel like it has too much of a logic, and to be fair, I kind of was just winging it. So I need to fix it somehow. Let me think how I can do it. Yeah. Because the hair, the first part, like the hair covering her ears, does kind of have some logic to it. It moves back and forth. You can kind of tell. But the ponytail just feels like it's just like shaking. That wasn't my intention, but I did a poor job at doing it, so let's try that again. But first, I actually do need to blow my nose. I apologize, but I'll be right back. That'll take a bit of a second. This is just how it is with me and allergies. It's a bit of a mess. So be right back. I'm back. There. Hello. Hopefully I won't have to do too many of those little breaks, but they are necessary. Necessary sniffle breaks. Okay. So, I need to figure out how to make the ponytail movement look a little more flowy. But yeah, right now it just looks like it's shaking. Basically, I need to move it up and down, matching the scythe movement a little bit. Which is actually what I was attempting to do, but I just did a really bad job at it, so let's try that again. This time I'm going to try to not alter the shape too much. Let's see if I can actually fix it this time. But for the most part, in terms of like little animations like this that I'm doing, extra is just the hair, that's it. The rest of the body I'm just gonna trace it, and that creates like the inconsistencies of the line art creates the illusion of like movement. It's a technique I use. It tricks people. Well, it doesn't trick people, it just makes it look less staticky. Like they're actually moving. And then adding some up and downs just by moving the whole drawing, and that should be... It should look good. Well, as good as it can. As good as I'm able to do it. Yeah, hope people are having a good night. Let's see, so this is technically the frame of movement. This is like a loop, so... Anyway, let's just looking at stuff. Boy, allergies are doing their best to stop me. Basically, my allergies give me a very constant runny nose, basically, if you must know the details of my ailments, my debuffs for this stream. So technically this should be the highest up point, because this is the, and I think that's what my mistake. Or, no, she's moving it upwards, so the ponytail should be moving a little downwards. So this is probably should be the... This should be the peak of it being downwards. And the closer it gets, it should move the least amount. This little trace. This one should be a little higher up. It's weird because I'm like, my brain is trying to understand logically, and because it's like this weird arc, this ponytail, it would move a little. I can't just make it go up and down. It has to like almost like rotate. So I'm like, wait, how would that rotate? So it's a little tricky. Hello, hot tamales. I'm glad you come with Dorito. It gives me strength. Maybe I just have to fudge it and make it up. Oh yeah. We're gonna get some good progress done. But this is not clean up yet, because I'm still figuring out like the whole animation stuff, so... Cleaning up comes once all the animation homework has been done. Just trying to imitate the last one. And I know I have onion skin for this, but I have my reasons, which I've mentioned. It makes a mess because I have the original back there. Let's see. I want to see something really quickly. Oh, I see. Sonic, give me strength. We're gonna do it. Let's see, how's it look back there? And then this one should be basically what I'm looking at here, just slightly different. Let me save really quickly. Let's see, does it look like a mess? It kinda does look like a mess. But why does it look like a mess? But I think it's a step on the right direction. I mind, like the top part I think is fine if it looks wobbly. It's mainly this pointy part that needs to be the one moving, the end. So let me check. Okay, I think I can kinda see it, I think. Yeah, it just goes down. But yeah, it's a little bit strange still. It's gonna look a little unnatural, yeah, because her hair doesn't make any sense, but... I think I'm not used to working on such high frame rate also, which is why it looks a little strange. Let's loop it. At the same time, this actually might be fine. I gotta fix a few little details I was noticing there, but... I mentioned it earlier on stream, but sometimes the reason it looks bad or unnatural is because the character's like position, physical position, is not moving. And once you fix that, it looks better. Like I mentioned, right now Curse isn't really, you know, he has a very, like, stable position. That, you know, that's, like, stable right there. So, it makes the hair a little, like, why is it moving like that? There, is it windy? I don't know. So I have to convey that through So right now it's gonna say Warbly, and I'm probably gonna do another pass of the line work, which will allow me to see if I can clean it up a little bit more. But I think it's a little bit better. So let me think for a second now, what's my next step? Yeah, because the rest of the body is just gonna be like whatever. Let me think. I could do like an example of the movement, maybe. I have to do another safety copy. I wonder, I should probably like name these appropriately now that I'm doing way too many like safety steps. Safety copies. I guess like that. So these two, are these two the same? Let's see. Let me remember. I already forgot him like immediately. Nope. So now I need to make a copy of this one. Because I'm gonna do another thing that I wanna delete. Because I just wanna see. Actually, I'm gonna keep this one. And the safe 3 is the one. This is a mess, but I'll understand. Yeah, so hair's moving. Body's not gonna move too much right now, but that's okay. Oof. We can do this. Okay. So the thing I was doing earlier was trying to do the thing I mentioned where like the reason why the hair looks a little bad. Partially because I'm not a great animator, but we need some movement and trying to think what's the best. Actually, I might just eyeball it with onion skins, so let me see. We'll assume this one always stays the same. And one, yeah, this is like right after the smear. Let me remember, blue is the previous one, right? Yeah, I think so. Better remember how to use onion skins. Maybe the problem is that it would be a rotation. Oh, so like a. This is why I'm doing safety copies, because I'm gonna work destructive right now. Slight rotation, slight up to the left. Okay. Because she would be rotating her body. And down. So this would be from the neutral position to down right, but then down left here. I'm going by like, it's like this in theory should work. And then this one. Then down left a little bit. Here's slightly more rotated. Oops. It's okay, just move the camera. Oh, I think I'm confused. That's why I was like, why is this not moving the way I wanted to? Yeah. Magnificent timing with the allergies. Like I said, trust your instincts. Did that work? Let's see. Okay. A little more intense than I would want it to, but you get the gist of it. And basically, I'm just rotating the drawing itself. I'm selecting the drawing, rotating and moving it to try to convey like her body moving by the motion of her swing, and that conveys the idea. Usually conveys some of the movement better. I feel like it's a little. Maybe I want it to be a little more subtle. I don't want it to move too much, but that's basically the idea. I'll probably have to do this again, because I still need to basically trace over everything. This is just me kind of feeling it out and like trying to figure things out, but I think this works a little bit better. The ponytail is a little bit of a mess though still, so I'll probably fix that on the cleanup. Yeah, I wonder if because she's just kind of floating right now, but if I do this. Kinda. Yeah. It's a little bit too much movement. Like, I might just not do the rotation at all, because it is a little funny that the character isn't moving. Like, the static look is kind of funny looking. Because it's that, and then there's this. It kind of does have a funny look when it's just not moving like this. So there might be like a happy medium, like a happy in-between. Because this one's a little too much. But I would say the rotation stuff, I'm gonna delete it, I don't really care, but we saw it, we know what it looks like. It's something I will consider in the final result, but I think that would be literally the last thing, because that's just like selecting what's already there. If I do that right now, like, and try to trace over, I think it's going to be a bad time. The other thing is just how am I going to... Because I think it needs to be... Let's see, okay. So basically we already did the hair, which was one of the parts I needed to figure out, which needs fine-tuning, but it's coming along. The part that I need to do now, it's the sort of... I want to like clean it up a little bit, but also... I need to do the... whatchamacallit? I need to figure out how I'm going to keep the... Because I mentioned I also make the illusion of movement by just tracing over the same thing, but I don't want to do that like 6 times because there's 6 curses here. So I just want to do like 2. So it would be like 1, 2, so like A, B, A, B, A, B, A. Okay. It's an even number, so it should work fine. Just copy pasting. But some of these things won't be copy pasted, so I need to figure out how to organize my layers. Once I start doing the clean version, which I think would be the next part. Animation for. When you say that, do you mean just in general, or like some of the specific things I'm doing? This is for my raid alert. Basically, you know, it's basically like when I get a new follow and you see Jill open the door and stuff. This one would be for when I get raided, and somebody raids my stream. Which I already have a placeholder of this, like a very early version of this, even earlier than this one. So if somebody actually does raid me, that one will pop up. Which is, I think it's funny to have the placeholder ones. And I usually leave the placeholder one, but it just becomes a random pool. Like, basically, I'm pretty sure my new follow alert does have a small chance of being the, like, prototype one. With, like, no animation. I think it's funny. So I'll probably do that with this too. But yeah. So right now, the next thing I would do is probably just go to the next stage of like cleanup, which I think does require quite a bit of focus, but I'll do my best. Let's see. 'Cause yeah, right now still this is a sketch. I'm just trying to like visualize what's the next part I need to do so I don't make a horrible layer mistake or step mistake. Which can happen, and it can make things bad. That's why I'm just kind of like looking at it for a second, looking at my layers. Yeah, here's the other step. Before the hair was moving, I'm just kind of making safety copies of all the stages, just in case I go like, this was actually a mistake. So I don't work that destructive. Which is this one? Alright, without the smear. So I added the smear here, and then I added the hair movement, this one. But yeah. I think the ponytail needs to just be a little more... It looks kind of crazy there. It's going all over the place, so... Okay. We got 1 more hour to go. And yeah, I do want to get something done. I'm just trying to like... So normally, because like the way I do the face, it looks really clean enough to do line art and just do the final lines. But the way I do the hands here, I might have to do another sketch pass. Or, I could just not care. Because doing another sketch pass is more time and effort. Let's see. Let's just try to go directly to lines and clean one of them up and then see if this was all a mistake or not. This is just basically good old tracing. This is not even animating anymore, it's just cleanup, I guess. This, I'll just delete everything. Boop, boop, boop. I just wanted to have them because I know the layers will be all ready to go. I'm gonna sneeze. Give me a second. Actually, I'm also gonna blow my nose. I'll be right back. I'm back, fighting for my life here. Allergies, you know. You don't want to hear me blow my nose at stream, you just don't want to. You don't want to hear what a skeleton, a skull without skin, how it blows their nose. You don't want to know. I don't even have hands, apparently, at the moment. Anyway, the benefits of me leaving so often and leaving you in BRB is that you get to see the little Christmas gift I did, I think it's about 7 years ago. I think it was 2018 when I did that. That was a while ago. I always intended to make more of those. They were done for funsies. It was not made for a BRB screen. I just had that gift lying around and was like, that's a fun little image to have people look at. It's like a 4-frame animation. I think, I forget if I already did it on, if I did it in Clip Studio or if it was in Krita. I forget where I did it. But yeah, it's very simple, but thank you, Pato. But yeah, I do that like 7 years ago. I kind of want to make another one of those for funsies. There's also a Halloween one, but I don't think I have it up right now. But there's also the Halloween one. Anyway, I was gonna do cleanup, right? Before my allergies started kicking my butt. Yeah. And they are characters, yeah, all of those characters in my webcomic, which actually, I think most of them have already shown up, so it's kind of fun to be like, hey, now you actually know these characters. If you've read my comic anyway. It's fine if you haven't. Okay. What was I doing? I was going to attempt to do some line art. Let me think. There's a couple of steps I need to take here. Because I need to decide what will have 6 frames and what will be a loop of 2 frames. So I actually need to do 2 of these folders that I just did. Oh, curse lines and curse lines. Let's call them stat. Let's call them stat. It was supposed to be ecstatic, but I don't know. I failed at an abbreviation. So we have 2 layers of lines. The one under stat is the ones I'm just gonna copy paste. So I should probably choose a frame where you can see more of her here. This one's probably good. And I'm just going to copy paste her. Like, I'm gonna draw her body twice, and I'm just gonna copy paste it for the whole animation. That being said, the body looks bad, so I might actually. I'm not really good at cleaning up like fixing up like the body, doing line art, but let's just try. Let's attempt it. Ink brush. You have to be a bit smaller because this is actually a pretty small file size. Which I was mentioning earlier that did I screw up my file size when I was like doing like a preview save? I might have. Usually I work on much larger files. So I don't know if like this was an oopsies or no, because 1,000. I think it's. I think I just decided that I would work on a small resolution. I forget. I don't remember anymore. So this is static. So this is what's not gonna move too much, which is a little tricky because the hair is also moving. But this is like, I know that if I do this way, it'll kind of come together at the end. At least in terms of like being organized with my layers. What are we, 10? 10? Okay, let's make it 12. So it's gonna be very pixelated, very crunchy. Like, it's so small, that's why I'm like thinking like, did I screw up my file? Like, I'm pretty sure the jail door one was way bigger, I think. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. I mean, I probably did stream this, so there's probably proof somewhere on the internet that I screwed up. I did a big oopsies. Or maybe I did this off stream, I don't remember. I don't remember if I did like a GIF copy of this version to show. So we're just gonna have to deal with like very pixelated look. Yeah. focus a little bit. Because normally if the sketch is very clean, it's not too difficult to just kind of fudge it and trace it without thinking too much. But the, as you can see, the hands are not good. Nor is her like body. The body needs a lot of fixing. So we'll see. This is just me doing it in the hopes that I can skip a cleanup phase, where I don't have to do it, but I might end up regretting it. I don't know. Like, I will most definitely finish this off stream where I can focus more when I'm not getting attacked by allergies. This was just an unfortunate coincidence. Let's look. The neck and the arm looks a little wrong. The good news is that even if it looks wrong, because it's like animating and stuff, it shouldn't be too bad. Actually, did I decide the outfit? No, I kind of just did like the... Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna do the basic one. It's not exactly the comic design I want to do for her, or at least the outfit, but... This is the more classic looking outfit, because she's kind of in the middle of like a redesign with her outfit. And I just left work in progress instead of working on the comic, but she hasn't shown up in the comic, so I just haven't... Her like whole design update has been put on hold indefinitely. Yeah, it's a little tricky working with what is essentially is feeling like pixel art. Not on purpose. Like I said, I might have screwed up my resolution at some point. I suppose I could just increase it, but I don't know. Like I said, I'll just do all the fixing off stream. At least when I started drawing, I do remember working with smaller resolutions, so this takes me back. I feel like every time I do, when I would zoom in character faces, it would just look this pixelated and be like, I guess this is just how it is, but I didn't realize I could do high resolutions. Also, I feel like my older computers just could not handle high resolutions, at least my first computer, anyway. So, it was what it was. But yeah, I gotta draw curse mode. Technically I'm drawing her like 6 times right now, but animation is different. I want to make a proper drawing of her again. At some point I want to. But yeah, as you can see, essentially, this is a pixel art stream now. I don't think this counts as pixel art. It has to be way lower resolution, but it's just kind of funny to think about it that way. But yeah, in theory, if this goes well, I just have to do this twice. Because I'm just gonna copy paste these lines. Over and over, a couple times. I don't think I need hatching for this, but I kind of like the way it looks. Let's see, because yeah, the body here looks a little awkward. Did I only clean up her face or something? I don't know. Maybe I didn't feel like I needed to clean the body because it was going to be covered by a smear, or a lot of smears anyway, but yeah, like there. Worst case scenario, I'll just do like her face and move on, but yeah. I hope are people enjoying my messy process. This is basically anytime I do any animation. Because like I said, I don't do animation often. I'm just trying to bumble and trying to figure out how do I do this. It's almost like solving a puzzle in a video game. So it's kind of fun, but also kind of a mess. Don't be like me. It makes me curious to know what's other people's process animating. I wouldn't know. I don't do research, so I'm irresponsible. So everything's a little challenge. Did I forget the... Oh yeah, I did forget them, I remember. Because I haven't done Curse in so long, I forgot about her lip tattoo. They're very simple, but I forget. Which is why I forget. Because she looks normal without them. He has 3 lines. This. Yeah. That's why, if you notice, I've been taking, like, anytime I'm gonna start a new part, I start looking at my layers and thinking about how to organize them and stuff. Like, I have my safety copies, and right now I did 2 copies of the line layers. One for the ones that I'm going to copy paste over and over again, and then the others, they're going to be unique frames. As you can see, the hair is like, it's gonna be 6 frames of animation, but the face is just going to be, as you can see right there. So basically, yeah. It's better if I keep them separated, because I'm gonna do copy pasting. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm screwing up my process, but yeah. Try to be organized about it. Looks fine. Trying to control the line weight and stuff. But yeah, this has been like a slow progress stream, but it's been progress. All things considered, I think this is going well. The eyes always end up looking a little bit weird in color, because when you have to color the white of the eyes and actually give the eyes shape, it's like, oh no. This has been a common problem with my art style. Her eyes look wrong. What did I do with her eyes? Let's see. But yeah. This is also just a common dilemma of the tracing. You kind of screw up what you can see in the sketch, and there's like a lot of reasons for it. It's complicated, but yeah. Usually my rule is just like, just try to make sure it looks like, try to not pay, like, use the sketch like as a guideline, but not exactly. You kind of lose all the energy when you do the lines, so just try to find the energy back and try to just, sometimes ignore the sketch. But it's hard, it's easier said than done. Even I barely know what I'm doing when I'm doing tracing over my own sketch. That's why a lot of people just don't do line art. And I respect that. Sometimes I also do that too. Because yeah, because you can see it doesn't look quite the same when I turn on the... It's because I'm doing some line arts thinner, or I'm not quite capturing the energy of the original. Let's see. Yeah. But for the most part, it looks correct. Oh, did I delete that when I said it? That's weird. Oh, I probably did while doing the edit in the hair. It's okay. This whole thing I noticed in the sketch. Yeah, the shape of the eye is slightly different, and it's conveying a slightly different look. That's what's going on there. The nose is also smaller. That's why it's also... I have to see what it looked like if I did less, but... It's screwing up with the face a little bit. Like it's like subtle, but yeah, just a couple pixels can change everything, which is the frustrating part of doing line art. Again with the Sonic Adventure music, it just makes me want to play Sonic Adventure now. Yeah, the eye is completely different, but it doesn't look bad necessarily. I'm taking my time with the face because it's very important, usually. Like her right eye doesn't look the same, but... Yeah, there's just something about the face right now that is just like, wait. Something important here that is being messed up in the line art. I'm like, what is it? I need to figure it out. I kind of see it. It's this eye, I think. Yeah. The nose is pointing too downward. I'll do the nose again. Also, it needs to be pointing upwards ever so slightly. Gotta be very specific about the face. It's important. See, let me turn off the... Where's the sketch? Right now I'm gonna turn off the sketch just so I can work on the what I actually have. See if I can improve it without trying to imitate the sketch, because this is already technically very different from the sketch, even if it's subtle. So I'd rather work on it as its own thing now. It's funny because I'm taking my sweet time with this face, but like, I'm gonna redraw this face again and I'm gonna do it so fast, because, you know, like it's gonna be animation, so it's gonna be going so fast that it's not even gonna matter. Like, it's very subtle. There's something about the new face that I do here that like it looks off. Like, it's just those subtle little pixel details that really change the facial expression. It's crazy, but it's real. For now, I'll leave it like that. Or am I? Or am I gonna keep working on it? I'll leave it like that for now. And if I really feel like I need to fix it, I'll do something else. So, what other lines can I do? When it comes to faces, I'm extremely particular about it. When it comes to everything else, it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. Well, this line here, yeah, whatever, who cares? Just, it's the hair, just do this. It does matter, but it's just faces are very important. And like I mentioned, any like subtle detail you changes everything. So, that's why it took me so long. Okay, everything else seems to be moving, sorta. Except here. Oops, what am I doing? Don't ask me how Curse's hair works, it just works. Okay, so the body here is the thing that is all tricky. Yeah, it all kind of lines up. So you can see the stomach better. So I almost want to draw it in parts, but like here's better for drawing the stomach, but here's better for drawing the rest. I guess the answer is I should have kept like a, because I basically deleted the original here. Obviously, I just erased where the hands are covering. I should have kept like the original body sketch, so I could just trace it and then like kind of copy paste it where it belongs. But no, we're just gonna do it a little bit weird. A little bit weird. But the arms are also moving, right? So I have to draw her torso without drawing the arms. But yeah. So I'm gonna draw the hair now, but I'm gonna change layers. Because I'm trying to be organized about this. So I would change to this layer to draw the hair. I'm just gonna draw it like this. Yeah. Don't be surprised in the future, all of my next alert animations are way simpler. Or at least, like, I don't know, easier to work with. I do feel like, and I could be wrong about this, but the fact that I'm, like, you know, doing this, like, weird copy-pasting dance where, like, I'm trying to keep the art because it's technically the same thing for most of the frames. It's like an 18 frame loop in total, the whole thing. But like I feel like if you make like a 5 frame loop where all of the drawings are different, it would technically be just easier. Just you would do 5 drawings, maybe. Right now my big thing that's slowing me down is trying to figure out how to like organize my layers in a way that I, you know, can copy paste things in an organized manner and easier to know what I'm doing. With good old-fashioned animation, I just assume that you just like, you just draw and go. 5 layers, done. Instead of like, I don't know how many billion copy pastes, safety copies I'm doing. I have to assume. But this method that I'm doing this, I think it is important that I do what I'm doing. An interesting thing I noticed, I don't know if it's just a normal application thing or just Club Studio. Things get a little more pixelated when you actually hit the play button, which could be Club Studio just lowering the resolution to, or like lowering the quality. But I have noticed that. Yeah, you can see it gets even more pixelated. But that could just be Club Studio trying to not use as many I guess, assets or something, I don't know. It probably would look like this in the proper... Slightly less pixelated in the proper one. And he did that in the correct layer, right? Boop, boop. Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, with one layer it just looks bad, but we're getting there. It's a slow process. How long do we have left? Okay, we have a couple more minutes on stream. Usually, like I said, I go for about 2 hours. And I probably will, actually, sometimes I go over, but right now I'm just like, I don't want to be dealing with these allergies. Okay, how do I do this? Like, this is gonna be a mess with my layers, but I'm pretty sure I won't be too much of an issue. Because here I want to draw the bottom. The bottom part of the body here is very clean, so I can do the liner here. So I might do this really weird motion where, like, I do some of the lines in this one, and then I do some of the lines here, and eventually bring everything together. Because, yeah, because the sketch for this is cleaner than the sketch for this down there. The chest, it looks a little messy. So I think I'm gonna move on to lining this one here. It's gonna be weird, but it's not gonna be that big of a deal because I do have my, I think, layers well organized, I think. I just need to make sure to draw in the correct one, which is in stat. Yeah, okay. It's all good. So I'm gonna move to this one here, this layer. And how did this whole situation, because I think, I mean, I could just draw it like a shirt, which is kind of what I'm gonna do in the comic. But I'm trying to remember. It's been a while because this is a weird, like, I don't know what to call it, but for now, I'll just do what I do right now. But yeah, it looks... Curse is a weird, like, very costumey looking outfit. And I've received comments about it that, yeah, it looks a little costumey, that's not very natural, and I'm like, I kinda like that, though, for her character. So, I have sort of tried to retain this weird ensemble of pieces of outfits she has on right on. No, in the comic I probably will tone it down, because it's a little revealing. In the comic I tend to not want to have clothing to be too revealing, but we'll see. I'll try to find a balance. Well, this is Curse. She wears weird stuff. Sometimes she wears normal stuff, but sometimes she wears weird stuff. It looks kind of different, but I'll solve the issue when we get there. It will all come to place. It will all fall into place, I mean. This thing is like this. Would you believe me if I told you Curse's outfit is semi-skeleton themed? I bet you wouldn't believe it. Me drawing skeleton themed things? I would never. Crazy. We're almost there, Nose. Just keep... Don't do this to me. We're almost there. Yeah. It's a lot of drawings with animation and stuff. So it takes some time. But also, like I said, I don't want to make any, like, fatal mistakes, which is why I'm like, I need to take this slow. Oops. Don't worry, that was a minor mistake, not a fatal mistake. Very different. Yeah. Let's hope this matches a sketch of the other layer. Normally I would draw Chris with a belt. Mostly just like a little cartoon skull, but yeah. I don't remember what that would look like, so I'm just gonna put like a placeholder here, but I feel like I always change her buckle. I always change it. In the shape of the skull, it makes more sense to do it sad eyes. Kind of like me. Kind of looks like me. I'll probably change this later, but for now. Good news, I'm not drawing the whole body, though. This is where it ends. Yay. Hooray for me. Let's keep it simple. Hey, that looks good. If you play it, it looks like a mess, because it's just gonna be weird flashing parts, but you can almost see the vision. So, I should be able to do this, actually. I might have to do the weird motion here, where I do like, copy this one here is for, move this one up here, boop. I don't think it's gonna let me do the thing, but can I do this at least? Okay. Let me go back. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a weird motion. I remember, like, when they're inside of an animation layer, some things you can't do. But yeah, 'cause these two are now visible, so if I, let's say, move them outside of the animation folder. I don't think I did that right now, but let's try that again. Up here. Actually merge them together and then put it back. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird motion there, but... So now what I did here is in this, in here. You can kind of tell, now I can just continue, because, you know, in this one, the chest was covered, but now it's not over here, so... Time to fix. You see? It was all part of the plan. You gotta trust the process. My messy process. Yeah, the arms here are gonna be redrawn, so I don't need to draw them. I just have to remember how to draw, like, this part, of course. So it's a weird one, but... Yeah. The sketch I kind of just did a mess. gonna ignore a little bit of what I did before, but then I'll fix it on the other one with some copy pasting, so it'll be fine. I forget how many lines I usually draw. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this always happens with like the perspective. And I always wonder why this happens and what other people do with bras and stuff when you have the horizontal lines. Because if you look here, it's just like, wait, why does this one look bigger than the other? In terms of like the space I have for lines. I might change that later because it's supposed to match also this part here, so it's kind of a mess. Even I barely understand Curse's outfit. No one understands it. It's a mystery how it works. It's supposed to like match these parts too. But yeah, I'll definitely fix this later, because I'm just remembering how to draw this character. I haven't drawn Curse at all. She has a bit of a weird specific outfit, it's not just a shirt. Which I could have probably drawn Curse with a shirt, but if I'm gonna draw a classic Curse, it has to be with this monstrosity of an outfit. Horizontal lines, just for the sake of making it look like some weird ribcage. I feel like this didn't look like this, but I'm experimenting right now. I think the original looked a little different, but I kind of like this weird home plate looking thing. Yeah, it looks a little odd, but it's okay. But you can kind of see things taking shape now. Yeah, I don't know why I have this habit of playing the animation to see how it's coming along. I'm like, yeah, what did you expect? Just a lot of flashing line arts. I think her proportions are gonna be a little more cartoony. Her head looks a little bit big. But I think that's just fine for the sake of the... Because it's gonna look a little small because there's a lot going on with the ghosts and stuff. And the scythe really is really big, so I kind of want her head to be a little bit bigger. But I think the rest is what I'm gonna redraw. So I think for the body, this is it, I think. Probably fix this just a little bit, because it is bothering me a little bit. Yeah, looks a little bit weird, but like I say, I'll fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it. I'll just keep it simple. There. Do. And yeah, it looks correct. There's Curse's body. So the idea here is I'm just going to copy what's here and merge it with the other guys right here. I think, let's see. I put it in layer 4. So I need to put it in the pairs. So basically, boop. Gonna do the same thing again. I made a copy. Slide it out. I'll put it back where it belongs. Do it again. Copy. I don't know if it's a flashing lights wording, but there we go. So that's the body in place. This is the part of the animation that's not gonna move too much. So now I just gotta basically redraw what I just drew. Trace over this again. And then that's gonna be the 1, 3, and 6, 1, 3, and 5, the odd numbers. And it should look about the same. It's just gonna make like a slight illusion of movement. But hey, we're getting there. Just gonna take it easy. Or at least the body's done, but yeah. But for now, I think that's gonna be a stream. I would go over, but like allergies are killing me. They calmed down a little bit, but you know, hey, we did it in 2 hours, and we actually did some good progress. We did the I don't know what to call it, secondary animation for the hair and the some lines, which is actually a lot because, like I said, Curse's body is just going to be copy pasted a lot. So, you know. Hopefully this isn't, I guess, flashing light wording. It might not be flashy enough, but I still should probably mention that. It's a little blinky. But even if we finish the curse lines, we still have to do the ghosties over here. Because these, like I mentioned, are placeholder ghosts, and they're gonna look a little different. And I'll probably draw them like from different angles depending on where they're moving, how they're moving in the screen. So this is gonna be a whole other thing. But I do intend to keep them very simple. Like very simple animation. I'm probably not even gonna copy paste them, just gonna redraw them over and over again. So it should be pretty simple. But yeah. But for now. Small amount of progress, but progress nonetheless. And that's gonna be a stream. So thanks people for joining and hanging out. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. That's going to be a stream, like I mentioned. But yeah, again, thanks people for showing up and hanging out. I will probably be... When will I be returning? Most likely Monday. I'm limiting my stream It's two a week at the moment. I was doing 3 a couple of weeks ago, but now I'm just like, I'm gonna, you know, make it be a bit less. Just taking it easy on myself. I have some stuff coming up also, and I want to actually give myself time to write my comic, because I am basically caught up now with like all the comic stuff I was doing. So I want to start writing chapter 5. Or, you know, the only thing that I like work in progress that I still have is this animation that I do want to finish for the stream. So yeah. Anyway. So thank you very much for hanging out. I will now sign out, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday. And doing what? I'm not sure, but I do really hope to have some good progress on this animation, because I do think I need to focus, and it helps being off stream. But yeah. So who knows? Maybe all of the animation will be done, and I'll just be coloring or something on Monday. That could be fun. Just some chill coloring, nothing that requires too much thinking. Anyway, I will now sign out, and we'll deal with my allergies. Hee. But yeah, again, thanks people for joining, and I'll see you Monday. For now, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Hope you have fun. Do some fun things. Good night. Boop. Ending stream. I'm just ending it right now. For realsies, ending it. I promise. Right now. Good night. Bye. Boop.